Assalamu alaikum students. Today we are going to start exercise 6.3. We will solve question number 1 of it from part 1 to 5. Question number 1 states, use the factorization to find the square root of the following expressions. It has two parts. First we have to factorize and then we have to find the square root. So first of all we will do the factorization. Factorization could be possible using any of the method. Formula can be applied or we can break the midterm. So let's look at the question. Question is 4x square minus 12xy plus 9y square. We can apply the formula here because the first term, that is 4x square, is the square of 2x, and the last term 9y square is also the square of 3y. So we can apply the formula here as well as we can break the midterm. Application of formula is somehow simple, so I will apply the formula of a square minus 2ab plus b square equals to a minus b whole square. The question given is in the form of a square minus 2ab plus b square. It means we have to convert it to a minus b whole square. So first of all, we will make the square of the first term and the last terms, and in the center we will write 2ab. Applying the formula, 4x square is the square of 2x, and the last term 9y square is the square of 3y. First of all, make the square of first term and the last term. Then in the center write minus 2. Then a instead of a write what you have written in the first bracket, and instead of b write what you have written in the second bracket. सबसे पहले आपने फर्स्ट टर्म और लास्ट टर्म्स के स्क्वायर बना लेने हैं. स्क्वायर बनाने के बाद जो स्क्वायर की ब्रैकेट के अंदर वर्ड होगा वो हमारा a को रिप्रेजेंट करेगा, और जो स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट के अंदर वर्ड होगा लास्ट में वो हमारा b को रिप्रेजेंट करेगा. सो 2ab लिखते हुए यू विल राइट 2x instead of a and 3y instead of b. So now what is a here and what is b here? A is 2x and b is 3y. Now we have to close it, a minus b whole square. So I will write 2x minus 3y whole square. We are done with the factorization. Now come to the second part, which is taking the square root. You have to take the square root now. As you can see, we are having the sign of square here, so we can easily take the square root. Taking square root, writing the answer under the square root, we will get the answer plus minus 2x minus 3y, because square will get cancelled with the square root. You won't find this plus minus in the answers of the book, but do write it, because whenever we take square root of any number, we write it in the plus and minus sign. That is the end of the first part. Coming to the second part of the question number 1, it is x squared minus 1 plus 1 over 4x squared. Now we have the fraction here. That is the reason that I applied the formula in the previous question. I did not break the midterm because in the fractions breaking the midterm would be difficult for us. So is the first digit and the last digit square of any numbers? X square is the square of x. Yes. 1 is the square of 1, so it is also a square. What about the square of 4? 2 is the square of 4 and x is the square of x square. It means our first term and our last term can be changed to squares. It means we can apply the formula here. The same formula will be applied, which is a square minus 2ab plus b square equals to a minus b whole square. Writing the first term in the square form, x square, we will write x whole square. Leave the central term. Make the square of the last term first, which would be 1 over 2x whole square. We have to change each and every digit that is written here to the square form. We will take the square of 1, we will take the square of 4 and the square of x square as well. So now we have x in the first bracket, which means x is a. So I have written here x because it shows a here. And 1 over 2x is the digit inside the second bracket, which means 1 over 2x shows b. So I have written 1 over 2x here. So a square minus 2ab plus b square will be close to a minus b whole square. So a is x and b is 1 over 2x. So our answer is x minus 1 over 2x whole square. first part of the question has been done, which was to factorize. Now we have to take the square root. Taking square root, we will write our final answer under the square root. Square will get cancelled with the roots and we will get the answer with plus minus x minus 1 by 2x. Again, plus minus is not written in your book, but do write it. Now the third part. Third part we are having the fractions. We are having three fractions in the first, second and third place. So first of all, again look if the first and the last digits are the perfect squares or not. 1 is a perfect square of 1, 16 the square of 4, x squared is square of x. So first digit can be converted to the square form. Now come to the last fraction. 1 square of 1, 36 is the square of 6, y square is the square of y. It means we can convert our first fraction and our last fraction to the square form. So again we can apply the same formula because there is minus sign, so we have to apply the formula of minus. Now apply the formula and change the first and the last fractions first and then write the middle term. 1 over 16 would be written as 1 over 4x whole square. 1 over 36y square will be written as 1 over 6y whole square. As I told you before, we have to take the square of each and every digit that is given in the first place and in the last place. What is written inside the first bracket? 1 over 4x. And what is written inside the last bracket? 1 over 6y. It means instead of a, I will write 1 over 4x, and instead of b, I will write 1 over 6y. So 2ab will be written as 2 into 1 over 4x and into 1 over 6y. Now we have to close the formula. As I told you, 1 over 4x is a and 1 over 6y is b. So a minus b will be 1 over 4x minus 1 over 6y whole square. The first part of the formula is done here, which was of factorization. Now we have to take the square root. Taking the square root, square will get cancelled with the root, and now the answer will be written as 1 over 4x 1 over 6y whole and plus minus sign outside the bracket. Coming to fourth part. Now pay a little attention because here we have already been given with the squares a plus b whole square and a minus b whole square. It means the first digit and the last digit is already in the square form. But both are having 4 and 9 with it. So we have to look for the squares of 4 and 9. What is the square of 4? 2, and the square of 9 is 3. It means square of the first digit and the square of the last digit is possible. So we will again apply the same formula. A square minus 2ab plus b square is given to us. So first of all, make a whole square, which will be 2 into a plus b whole square, and then make the square of the last term, which will be 3 into a minus b whole square. Now write the middle term, which is 2ab. So 2 into 2a plus b and 3 into a minus b. In the next step, I have first multiplied the brackets. 2a plus 2b whole square, the middle term remains the same, and the last term is 3a minus 3b. So now we have 2a plus 2b as a and 3a minus 3b as b. We will close the formula now. A minus b whole square. Why I have put brackets here? Because there is minus sign outside the bracket. So the sign of the terms inside the bracket will get changed because of that minus sign. So in the next step, I open that middle bracket. So plus minus minus 3a and minus minus plus 3b. As we have 2a and minus 3a are the like terms, plus 2b plus 3b are also the like terms. So we can add and subtract them. 2a minus 3a will become minus a, and 2b plus 3b will become 5b, and the square will remain the same. So first part of the equation is done now of the factorization. We have to take the square root. After taking the square root, we will have the answer of plus minus. We normally don't write the minus sign in the beginning, so I will arrange it as 5b minus a. That will be the final answer. If you don't arrange it, it doesn't matter. Coming to the fifth part, it is 4x6 minus 12x3y3 plus 9y6. We have something 3 terms in the numerator and 3 terms in the denominator. So don't get confused because of that fraction. Consider the numerator as a separate quotient and the denominator as a separate quotient. We will apply the formula in the numerator and the formula in the denominator. Nothing will be changed because of that fraction. The solution will remain the same. Talking about x power 6, 4 and 9 are the squares of the number. We already know them. Same goes for 9 and 16. But what about x6 and y6? x6 is the square of x cube. पावर की पावर को हमेशा मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं. हम x क्यूब का स्क्वायर लिखेंगे तो क्यूब और स्क्वायर आपस में मल्टीप्लाई होगा एंड आफ्टर मल्टीप्लिकेशन वी विल गेट 6. 3 और 2 आपस में प्लस या माइनस नहीं होंगे. सो पावर ऑफ अ पावर इज ऑलवेज मल्टीप्लाइड. As we have plus and minus both the formulas, so both the formulas will be applied here, a minus b whole square and a plus b whole square. As I told you, x6 will become the square of cube. So applying the formula, the first term will become 2x cube the whole square and the last term will become 3y cube whole square. So what is a now? A is 2x cube and b is 3y cube. So in the middle I have written 2 into 2x cube into 3y cube. That is the numerator. Now come to the denominator. 9x4. 4 will be the square of 2. So we will write 3x square whole square and in the last 16 by 4. So 16 will be changed to 4 and y4 will be the square of y. So 4y square. So what is a here? 3x square is a and 4y square is b. In the middle I have written 2 into a b which is 3x square and 4y square. Now in the next step we will close the numerator which will be a minus b whole square. So a is 2x cube minus b is 3y cube whole square. In the denominator the formula of plus will be applied. So a plus b which is 3x square plus 4y square whole square. The application of formula ends here. Factorization is done. The next part is of taking the square root. We will cancel both the squares with the square root and the terms will come out with the plus minus sign. So the solution is same. The solution is simple. Just the fraction was given, so don't confuse yourself with the fraction. Simply solve the numerator and the denominators of the fraction. And one thing that you must keep in mind is the power of a power is always multiplied with each other, as 3 is the power and 2 is also a power, so we have to multiply those two powers. We won't add or subtract them. 3 2 times is 6, which is given in the question. Here again the power is 2 and the power is 2, so we will multiply both the powers. We won't add or subtract them.